gets benefited with this recording later on. So everyone, for next 45 to 60 minutes, I want you to stop thinking like a student, okay? You are already doing internship in in many companies and start thinking like treasury dealers, investment bankers, central bankers. Like that's what I want you to think. And by end of today's session, when you read news such as in Economic Times or Times of India that RBI injects liquidity through repo operation or call money rates, a spike is happening from tomorrow. Yeah, if you hear such kind of news, you will immediately understand what is happening behind the scene. Yeah, I believe everybody remembers the we have already covered, agenda of the full program. In this segment, we also talked about feature of money markets and its major player. So let me quickly recap what all we covered. So we started by understanding the money market, which is a market for very short-term money, correct? Short-term money, money market.
Yes.
Typically instrument with a maturity less than an year. That's what it is, right? It is not a physical building. It is a network of banks, financial institutions, governments, all these people who are enabling this money market today, and even large investors that continuously borrow and lend funds. Others, when we met this guy day before yesterday, from JP Morgan competition. He's starting very small, but he has created a tech stack to provide the liquidity. Correct or wrong? What is the company name? Right? They
Yes.
recently launched. Yes, exactly that
Yeah.
kind of institutions today are enabling investor all across world to have the liquidity. And liquidity is the key idea. So remember the key idea here is large investor that continuously borrow and lend money, they have only one idea, that is liquidity. So money moves from here when institution need cash for a day, week. Yeah. Let me see if I can admit him.
Yes.
Yeah, day, week, or a month, or months up to 365 days, right? So we saw the major participants in this market. Feature of this market was short-term liquidity provider, control and trusted authority. It is a system and it is a wholesale trading as well. Mostly it happens on over the counter. Major player in this markets are issuers, right? Such as government, banks, and corporation. Intermediaries, which are banks or dealers. Lenders, which are mutual fund providers or mutual fund, operators, banks, and institutional investors. These are the people who lend the money. So very important insight was when we were learning this that bank plays a dual role. They borrow when they are short of funds, and they lend when they have a surplus fund, right? And that's what they do in this market. And we also saw that example of Big Short movie, where Crystal Bale, Steve Carell, and Ryan Gosling, along with Brad Pitt, has played a great role in this the Big Short movie, where they talked about how the mortgage-backed securities and asset-backed securities created a market which has started with liquidity provision, right? We looked at this financial crisis of 2008. Many of you have done presentation in the beginning itself. So when a short-term funding market freeze, even a large financial institution can face a severe stress. That was the finding from this movie. And I hope you guys must have watched by now. If not, please do watch. Now, this is why central bank monitor money market so closely, because of the exact same reason which is on your screen today, right? That movie which explains that how the markets gets tested up. Now, so if I have to summarize slide 1 to 10, which we covered last time, in one sentence, write it down in your notebook. Money market is the financial system heartbeat. This is nothing but heartbeat. So when it beats smoothly, economy function is smoothly. And when it disturbs, the entire financial system feel the shock and world goes into shock, right? And that brings us to the most important part of investment banking as a student, that is structure of Indian money market. That's what I'm starting today, and that's why I said people who will be joining, they will be at least getting a benefit that they will get the Indian market scenario as well today. Now let me tell you a quick story. This I have shown you last time, obviously. But let me tell you a story behind it. Imagine you are on this Friday sitting in Mumbai. You travel from Chhattisgarh, Raipur, and you went to Mumbai. A large bank suddenly realizes on that day in Mumbai that by Monday morning, it must maintain a certain level of liquidity and statutory reserves, which RBI mandates to them. Otherwise, their license will go. Are you getting my point? If they don't maintain the liquidity and a statutory reserve or statutory reserve, their license will be revoked. And they were short by how much? Your friend who is working in that bank tells you that rupees 5,000 crores. That's what they were short of. Bank at that point in time had two choices. Keep the huge ideal cash every day, which is inefficient to do. And second option was borrow overnight from the another bank that has excess cash. What do you think? Which one they might have chosen? Number one, keeping the huge cash ideal, or borrowing from the neighboring bank.
Number two.
Absolutely. And within minute, Treasury Dex has start calling each other. The rate moved the moment they start calling different banks in neighborhood. The rate moved, and obviously, yeah, uh, you know, uh, deal happened. They found out a guy who had excess cash, and they gave him for overnight borrowing. Funds are transferred electronically at the same point before market close, and you are watching this live with your friend. Now ask yourself, did any customer walk into any branch? Did any physical cash truck moved like in movies? They will put everything, there will be force behind it, and they will move. There is a very good movie on Amazon Prime right now called Governor. Do watch that movie. That's a recommended movie for this program. So, everyone, please put it as a homework. Governor, right? It talks about one of the black pages of our economy, and that was when India was about to go bankrupt. Clear? Governor. So can somebody put it in chat box, our WhatsApp group? Homework watching Governor movie. What a homework it is, right? It's like summer vacation. But watch it. You will see that no customer walked into branch. There they moved physical gold, right? And how they moved it, even they deployed a vehicle. Means they deployed military cargo to ship the gold from India outside. And recently we brought that back. That is why that movie is very important to watch. Yeah, because Modi government at least did that. They brought back all the money from London and Swiss, banks where we shipped it to them in 1990s. Now, did a stock exchange ring any bell when this transaction happened? Absolutely no. And this is what the answer is. So yet thousands of crore had changed hand within a minute. And that invisible network of Indian money market is what you need to know. Investment banker must and have to understand this, because every bond issue, every commercial paper issue, every treasury operation issue, every acquisition of financing, working capital facility, and liquidity decision is today connected to this very market which we are discussing today in form of GSAP, right? If you understand the money market, you understand how money actually flows through the economy. Clear, everyone? If you understand that, what is the advantage? You understand how the money flows into the market. Now,
Yes.
understand the structure of Indian money market, you have to understand the source of it, right? That is, think Indian market or money market, specifically the short-term borrowing, as a city water distribution center. Have you visited your city water distribution center or electricity center to pay electricity bill or water bill? Do you have that in Raipur? The pipeline established by the Raipur government? Do you have that?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine
Yes.
that the reservoir from there, in Raipur, you have a lake, or like in Bhopal, etc. Or how is it? You guys have a lake or you have a river? crossing the city?
Sir, lake only.
Lake only.
Around,
So, okay. What is the lake name?
sir, Budha Talab.
Budha Talab. So remember Budha Talab as a IBI, RBI. Anyway, it's very old. So RBI is that Budha Talab, which is main reservoir from where they will be transferring water to all the city members across Naya Raipur as well as Raipur. Banks are those pipeline which is spread across the city, the big hume pipelines. Yeah, pipes which are spread. And corporates are the factory using the water. Corporates are factory which will use this water for different purposes, right? Bhilai uses for cooling down their steel furnaces. Yeah, when the steel is baked or prepared, it has to be cooled. So those Bhilai factories using that water as a corporate. If you have understood that, who are the investor here? Investors are the household. Investors are household supplying the saving in this to in into you into the saving. That's what they do. There is a lender, there is a borrower, right, in the money market. So investor here are those household who are supplying the savings, and money market is the instrument which are the valves controlling the flow. Money market is nothing but those valves which attaches to your house, right? Sometime less, sometime more. Depends upon how the city requires that day water. If too much of rent, do we need water too much? Absolutely not. Yes. So when RBI changes the liquidity condition in the reservoir itself, yeah, there is too much of heat and all the water gets dried up. What will happen? RBI has to bring more water to it, right? Yeah, they will pump it from the groundwater and put it into the reservoir and supply to the full city. And that's how, otherwise, whole entire network will feel the effect, right? One morning water doesn't come to your tap. What will happen? You know that better than me. This is
Yes,
why money market knowledge is not a optional for financial professional today. Everyday water as is essential for you. Similarly, the liquidity is essential for any factories and companies. Can you understand these guys? If you have understood this, now let's open up the city map itself. Yes, let's open up the city map itself. And that was, I was just showing you this, the GSAP, right? GSAP. Yes, GSAP and Government Security Acquisition Program. Suppose government needs a very large amount of money. What will they do? They issued government securities like they have done. This is the Finance Ministry document which I am referring to. Clear? What they did? They want large amount of money. They issue government securities and borrow that money from the people. So they give you a paper and they take money from you. Sometime market may not absorb all those securities easily. The government which has floated so many bonds, nobody was ready to buy. Then RBI will say, I am willing to buy large quantity of government's bond from the market. This is what RBI does. This is called GSAP. In simple analogy term, remember you when you were in school, many people come to your school and or even kids say we are doing a fundraise drive, right? We want to feed poor people in the neighborhood. Parents are unsure about whether enough people will contribute to it or not. Then principal comes and announces if contribution falls short, I will contribute to the large amount myself. You know what happens? All parent confidence goes up, all student gets cheered up, right? Immediately that happens. Even in your college, it must be happening. Yeah, you plan a program, and then suddenly Nishant ji or Sheetal or Sapna ma'am comes and say that I will give you 10 lakh rupees, guys. Go ahead and enjoy. You know what will happen. Everybody will take that money and go home and sleep. Yeah, but I'm just telling. That
Yes, sir.
exactly what GSAP does for the bond market. Yeah, this is exactly what happens with the GSAP. Can you understand that now?
Sir.
Clear? So why investment
Yes, sir.
banker care about this? Because government borrowing affects the interest rate as well. Interest rate affects the bond price as well. And if bond price affects get affected, what will happen? The corporate borrowing will get affected as well. Their borrowing price will go up. If RBI is borrowing and you want to also borrow as a corporate, who will be winner? RBI, obviously, right? Everybody will go and buy that bond instead of yours. So you have to pay more interest rate. Simple, no? Aishwarya Rai is in line.
Yeah.
Then there is one other girl who is nobody is knowing. Who will get more fan following? If she comes to, VIP road, Mall Road, right? And somebody else is walking by on the footpath, who will get more responses? Obviously, Aishwarya Rai. Similarly, when
Ashwarya.
RBI comes to the market, corporate
RBI
borrowers
gets.
has to get the burn. So corporate borrowing cost affects the valuation, deal financing, etc. So remember, policy announcement by RBI can directly influence, but indirectly definitely even influence the IPO pricing as well. Are you seeing how the short-term market is impacting your IPO pricing? Because corporate will have difficulty. If GSAP is on, corporate will have a difficulty to find buyers. Debt issuers will find a problem. Merger acquisition financing will be costly, and that's why investment banking know-how is required here. Clear? Now, if that you have understood, let's go and again understand the organized money market. And we have covered this as well last time, right? RBI, scheduled bank, scheduled commercial bank, development banks, investment institution bank. Now, what you have to do as a homework, take a screenshot, anyone. Can you take a screenshot of organized market only and post it in the group? Say as a homework, number two, find it out the actual authority behind it. Give one example of actual authority like RBI, right? RBI you have in Chhattisgarh as well as in Raipur as well as Mumbai. So you have to give the address of that company and the company itself. Schedule commercial bank. Take one bank, write it down. Lenders, write one name. Yeah, it could be you. You can be in lender as well. Yes. Development bank. Give me one name of development bank which you are aware about. Investment institutions. Give me a name of investment institution which you think is important. That's the homework. So homework is what? Take a screenshot, post it in the group. Please identify a commercial organization which you know and its address. Yes, this is the exercise you have to do in a tabular format. Clear? Identify all the listed entity and their one example which you are aware about with their address. Clear? Homework number two. Clear? So organized market is what? Which everybody knows because everyone in organized market playing the game according to published rule. In organized market, you can see this market, right? DHFL was that guy. Are you aware about DHFL? DHFL was one of those banks which went for bankruptcy eventually, right? Bankruptcy. This bank
Yes,
had
sir.
done a lot of fraud. How people come to know about this fraud? Because it is controlled market, it is organized market. Otherwise, nobody might have known that what they were doing. Of course, they did it for a long time. People still did not know. But when it became obvious, they got caught. Their founder were caught, right? They went to Panchgani and, hid there and then government caught them and blah, blah, blah. Clear? So this is why this organized market is required. So any wrongdoing can be easily caught. Make sense? So when corporate treasurer invests the surplus cash, it usually do it through this route. A corporate treasurer. Okay? If a company, company also have a treasury operation. Are you aware about it? Every company has a treasury operation. So if the corporate treasurer invests their surplus cash, they will usually do through organized market. Why? Because if they will do unorganized market, that money somebody will take and run away. No. In organized market, you have DHFL. So can you imagine unorganized market? If you can't imagine, look at this slide. Next slide is unorganized market. Indigenous banker. Have you heard corporate bankers? How many of those has gone bankruptcy or gone through really problematic areas in last 10 years? Do a Google search. Last 10 years, how many chit funds and indigenous bankers have gone bankrupt or took money and ran away? Just check for last 10 years and how much money world India has lost in last 10 years. There is one scam in Calcutta. You won't believe how much money they made. How much money they made from, people who were really poor. And who doesn't know Sahara? Who doesn't know Sahara? सबका सहारा छीन लिया सहारा ने. Have you heard about Sahara? Yes, सबका सहारा छीन लिया सहारा ने. That was the
Yes.
big comment. So all these were part of indigenous bankers, domestic money providers, Nidhi and chit funds provider, trader, friends. Many friends take money and run away. तुम्हारा चाय का पैसा कल से वापस नहीं किया है, you are worried about that. Yes. So I am saying brokers, dealers, all these are part of, including your friend, is a part of which market? Unorganized money market, because they provide you for one night.
And
Next day, if you don't pay them, next day you don't pay to your friend, what he will do? Day after tomorrow, he will break all the friendship with you. So next day चाय पिलाने का पक्का से, है ना? So remember this, unorganized market is that market where the large capital market transactions generally rely on organized market. Unorganized market generally rely on the small capital market providers. So small money चाहिए तो unorganized में जाओ. Yes, large चाहिए तो organized में जाना होगा. Why? Because the key difference between organized and unorganized in your notebook: less regulation, less transparency, and often high and higher risk. Often higher risk. Now, let's understand the sub markets or bill market. So there is a additional market here, sub markets and bill market, which is a part of money market. Remember, you can compare this sub market as a shopping mall. Did I not tell you shopping mall? Yes. Inside the mall, there are specialized stores. Somebody is selling Gucci ka bag, somebody is selling Lacoste ka shirt, right? Somebody is selling Balenciaga, hoodie. Similarly, inside money market, there
yeah,
are specialized sub markets as well. Call money, bill market, treasury bill market, commercial papers, and certificate of deposit. We learn those. Memory trick if you want to apply. Next time, if you don't want to get confused with all these names, write it down. Banks equal to call market. बैंक में क्या चलता है? कॉल मार्केट चलेगा. क्योंकि वहां पे कॉल होता है ना. अपने नेबर बैंक को भी कॉल करके ही पैसा मांगना पड़ता है. उसके पास जाके थोड़ी पैसे मांगने हैं. आपका फ्रेंड थोड़ी है. सो बैंक इक्वल टू कॉल मार्केट. गवर्नमेंट इक्वल टू कौन सा होगा बोलो इसमें? ये जो आपके सामने स्क्रीन है, 7 डिफरेंट मार्केट मैंने शो करे हैं. टेल मी विच मार्केट विल बी गवर्नमेंट मार्केट. गवर्नमेंट कहाँ प्ले करेगी? गवर्नमेंट का मनी मार्केट कौन सा होगा? आउट
ट्रेजरी
ऑफ
बिल्स।
ट्रेजरी बिल्स. वेरी गुड जॉब सौमिल, वेरी गुड जॉब. देन कम्स कॉर्पोरेट्स.
treasury,
कॉर्पोरेट्स के लिए कौन सा मार्केट होगा? वो कौन से पेपर से करेगा, कौन से इंस्ट्रूमेंट से करेगा डील? कॉर्पोरेट्स. विच
the
इंस्ट्रूमेंट दे विल
commercial
यूज?
bills,
एब्सोल्युटली कमर्शियल पेपर्स. कॉर्पोरेट्स कमर्शियल पेपर्स.
commercial bills.
पेपर का काम होता है ना,
Yeah,
कॉर्पोरेट में सारा पेपर पे ही काम होता है ना?
yes,
सारा पेपर का काम है. वहां पे चेक भी पेपर पे ही लिखते हैं ना. तो कॉर्पोरेट इक्वल टू कमर्शियल पेपर, गवर्नमेंट इक्वल टू ट्रेजरी बिल, बैंक इक्वल टू कॉल मनी. एंड बैंक रेजिंग डिपॉजिट. बैंक को पैसे चाहिए अभी. अगर उनको चाहिए डिपॉजिट का, एडिशनल डिपॉजिट चाहिए अपने पास, तो क्या करेंगे? सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट. इज इट क्लियर? ये 4 याद रखोगे और सब अपने आप
yes,
फिट हो जाता है. और सब अपने आप फिट हो जाता है. दो अलग कौन से हैं? बिल मार्केट है और 364 डेट बिल मार्केट है. क्लियर? फिर से रिवाइज करते हैं. बैंक इक्वल टू विच मनी? विच मनी मार्केट? बैंक इक्वल टू विच मनी मार्केट?
call money,
वेरी
Call
गुड.
money.
call money,
गवर्नमेंट इक्वल टू गवर्नमेंट
treasury
इक्वल टू
bills,
ट्रेजरी बिल्स. कॉर्पोरेट
Treasury.
इक्वल टू कॉर्पोरेट इक्वल
and
टू
Commercial
commercial
papers.
papers.
कमर्शियल बिल. बैंक रेजिंग डिपॉजिट, सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट. ये मैंने आपको स्क्रीनशॉट दिला दिया था. एंड
Okay.
यू गाइस हैव रेड इट ऑलरेडी, राइट? सो लेट्स मूव ऑन. सो अब बात करते हैं. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट core instruments of the Indian money market. These are the core instruments of Indian. And why I am again and again saying Indian? Because कुछ जो चीजें हैं वो इंडियन मार्केट में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, राइट? कुछ जो चीजें हैं वो इंडियन मार्केट में एग्जिस्ट करती हैं इस लिस्ट में, एंड हेंस इट इज इंडियन का कोर इंस्ट्रूमेंट है। विच आर दोज इंस्ट्रूमेंट? इंटरबैंक लेंडिंग। तो हमने बैंक को सुना था कॉल
ट्रेजरी।
मनी, राइट? बैंक इक्वल टू कॉल मनी, उसके सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं ये, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट दे कैन नाउ कॉल। विच आर द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स? इंटरबैंक लेंडिंग, treasury bills, commercial papers, repurchase agreement, and treasury bills as well. Now, treasury bills they can use, yes, for the purpose of
यस सर।
raising money. So remember, what is this call money? Call money. What is the call money? डिफाइन किया था ना पिछले बार, ही डिफाइन किया है। कैन आई बोरो अ बाईसाइकिल फॉर टुनाइट एंड रिटर्न इट
या
टुमारो मॉर्निंग? ये आपका कॉल मनी, राइट? इट हेल्प्स बैंक्स टू मैनेज देयर डे टू डे लिक्विडिटी। ट्रेजरी में क्या है? ट्रेजरी बिल में दीज आर शॉर्ट टर्म बोरोइंग बाय द गवर्नमेंट, इशूड एट डिस्काउंट, मैच्योर एट फेस वैल्यू।
गवर्नमेंट्स।
कमर्शियल पेपर में क्या है? लार्ज
यस।
हाईली रेटेड कंपनीज यूजेस कमर्शियल पेपर्स
हाईली
फॉर
रेटेड।
फॉर वर्किंग
कमर्शियल।
कैपिटल, एंड इसमें कंसेप्ट क्या है? अ ट्रस्टेड कंपनी राइट्स अ शॉर्ट टर्म IOU, राइट? I owe so much money from you. So because there is no collateral in this, and remember in commercial paper में there will be no collateral. Certificate of deposit क्या है? Bank issue negotiable deposit of certificates. It is a negotiable instrument. Unlike normal fixed deposit जहां आपको fixed interest मिलता है, right? CD can be sold before maturity. आप अगर फिक्स डिपॉजिट को पहले मैच्योरिटी से ब्रेक करोगे तो क्या होगा? आपको पेनल्टी पे करना होता है, राइट? बट सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट में ये एडवांटेज है, इसलिए लोग सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट ज्यादा लेते हैं अगर बैंक के पास अवेलेबल है तो, रादर देन फिक्स डिपॉजिट, स्पेसिफिकली पीपल हु आर मैच्योर्ड। देन कम्स रेपो मार्केट। दिस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट। Imagine I am selling you my gold today, which I will never do now because I know how growth in gold can be possible. But imagine I am doing it at 100 rupees, 100 rupees for air now, and promise to buy it back tomorrow by 101 rupees. Economically, I have borrowed 100 rupees and paid 1 rupees interest. That's what it means, correct? In repo market, collateral is usually government securities. That's the difference. Clear? So RBI uses repo operation to inject and observe liquidity from the banking system. तो कभी कोई कोई अगर एक दूसरे से पैसा इधर उधर नहीं कर रहा है तो आरबीआई आ जाती है मार्केट में, बोलेगी मुझे दे दो तुम लोग, एक दिन के लिए, एक रात के लिए मुझे पैसे दे दो। Clear? And that is why if you look into instruments of money market today, think this slide as a toolbox. Toolbox में screwdriver will be there, wrench will be there, spanner will be there, right? All these which you are in front
या
of you,
डिफरेंट
think them
डिफरेंट
as it.
टूल्स।
Absolutely. Interbank lending equal to emergency cash. Write it down. Interbank lending equal to emergency cash. Treasury bill equal to government cash management. Treasury bill equal to government cash management. Commercial paper, corporate working capital. Repo means collateralized borrowing, where the collateral is RBI का backing. क्लियर? या आरबीआई का डॉक्यूमेंट्स, आरबीआई का ट्रेजरी बिल, ऑल दीज आर पार्ट ऑफ कोलैटरल डॉक्यूमेंट ऑफ रेपो। रेपो में क्या है, एक एडिशनल आता है कि कोलैटरल एक दे देते हैं, वो लोग बोलते हैं ठीक है, रात फुल नाइट के लिए यू कैन टेक दिस पेपर as a collateral and give me the money. So treasury dealer chooses the tool based on safety he is looking for, maturity he is looking for, 1 night, 2 night, 1 month, liquidity, how fast he wants, and the cost of that document. These are the instrument of money market. Now, if you have to look into call money versus notice money, you have to look inside which tool? Interbank lending. Interbank lending equal to क्या बताया था मैंने, किसी ने नोट किया? Interbank equal to, interbank lending equal to
इमरजेंसी।
emergency cash. Good job done. Somebody has.
इमरजेंसी।
Absolutely. So call money has no fixed securities. Please understand. There is no fixed maturity here. Call money doesn't have fixed maturity. It can be recalled anytime. Notice money has a fixed short period. That's the difference between two type of different interbanking lending. कॉल मनी में दो तरह के हैं, एक कॉल मनी है, एक नोटिस मनी है। मतलब इंटरबैंक लेंडिंग में दो तरह का होता है। एक होता है जो मैं कभी भी कॉल कर सकता हूं, बट नोटिस मनी में 2 to 14 days का टाइम होता है, एक शॉर्ट पीरियड फिक्स होता है कि इसके बीच में ही कॉल कर सकता हूं। जैसे कि अगर मैंने तुमको ओवरनाइट के लिए पैसे दिए तो ऑफ कोर्स वो रेपो ही होगा मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, बिकॉज आई हैव टू टेक सम कोलैटरल फॉर यू. So repo versus call money, did you understand difference? Repo matlab there will be collateral. There is no collateral, then that is a call money. Same overnight
Call.
lending is happening, and there is a no fixed maturity. There is no collateral because it can be called any time. It is called call money. Notice money mein it is has 2 to 14 days ka period for the contract. Clear? Now, simple word में call money equal to return it whenever I ask. Notice money,
Yeah.
return it exactly after 7 days. So if there is a days I have put in the document, then that is notice money.
Good.
There will be no
Okay, sir.
collateral. If I am just writing, I want this money whenever I need it, that is call money without any collateral. Clear? Notice money provides
Yeah.
slightly more certainty compared to call money. That's the difference between these two. Interbank lending में इंटरबैंक लेंडिंग में और थ्री टर्म्स है, वीकेंड मनी, टर्म मनी एंड इंट्राडे मनी. फर्दर मोर स्पेशलाइजेशन, ये कुछ नहीं है. जैसे आप जाते हो ना, क्लिनिक में जाते हो तो देर आर टू डॉक्टर्स आर देयर. वन इज फिजिशियन, another is pediatrist. He is for kids.
Great. Great.
Similarly, if you are looking for interbank lending, there are three more criterias. Weekend money, which is borrowed on Friday and paid on Monday. याद रखना, वीकेंड मनी ऑफ कोर्स ऑन द वीकेंड पे चलेगा. वो फ्राइडे को बोरो होगा, मंडे को रिटर्न हो जाएगा, तो बैंक का बैलेंस जब ओपन होएगा तो सेम दिखेगा. टर्म मनी इज फिक्स्ड पीरियड सच एज 1 वीक और 1 मंथ. टर्म मनी इज फिक्स्ड पीरियड. जैसे टर्म लोन होता है ना, फिक्स पीरियड होता है, 5 ईयर, 7 ईयर, 10 ईयर, 20 ईयर.
Yes,
सिमिलरली
sir.
टर्म मनी बोलूंगा तो शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए होगा. फिक्स पीरियड क्या हो सकती है यहाँ पे? 1 वीक, 1 मंथ, 2 मंथ, 5 मंथ. एंड इंट्राडे मनी जहां मैंने बोला, ऑफ कोर्स बोरोड एंड रीपेड ऑन द सेम डे. जैसे इंट्राडे शेयर ट्रेडिंग होती है, वैसा इंट्राडे मनी. मनी मीन्स मनी मार्केट. थिंक ऑफ अ रेंटिंग अ कार फॉर फ्यू आवर्स अ वीकेंड और अ मंथ. अगर वीकेंड में बाहर जा रहे हो तो कार आप पूरे वीकेंड के लिए बुक करते हो. अपने घर से ऑफिस जाना है तो कार आप फ्यू आवर्स के लिए बुक करते हो. और आपको चाहिए कि नहीं, मेरे यहाँ गेस्ट आ रहे हैं, वो 1 महीना रुकने वाले हैं, तो यू विल बुक इट फॉर अ मंथ. सिमिलरली वीकेंड मनी, टर्म मनी एंड इंट्राडे मनी. इज इट क्लियर गाइस? यस. नाउ इफ दैट
Yes,
इज
sir.
क्लियर, लेट्स गो टू व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज, व्हाई पीपल डू इट. क्यों करूं ये सब, इतना क्यों दिमाग का, व्हाई वी शुड पुट सो मच ऑफ हेडेक. सिंपल रीजन है, high liquidity through this process you will always get. What will you get? Very high liquidity. That's the
Liquidity.
advantage everybody wants. All bankers wants a high liquidity scenario. Bank keeps money where they can access it quickly. अभी आप आए और सडनली मेरे बैंक से बहुत लोगों ने पैसा निकाल लिए, तो आई नीड मनी बैक नाउ, राइट? सो कॉल मनी इज हाईली लिक्विड. आई कैन कॉल एंड गेट द मनी बैक विदाउट एनी फिक्स टेन्योर. करेक्ट और रॉन्ग? वीकेंड मनी करूंगा क्या मैं? एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. आई डोंट नो,
No, sir.
सैटरडे को ही खाली हो जाएगा मेरा सारा एटीएम. यस. सो आई विल
Sir,
गो
what
फॉर.
in
यस.
sir in case the call money, if the money is called back and the bank is not able to pay at that time, so what will happen in that case?
What will happen is they will put penalty. As simple as that, Sawmill. Okay, there
Okay,
will
sir.
be term of reference that what kind of penalty I can put. Because now this
Oh,
guy has to arrange in hurry. Somil, look what will happen. I gave you money because you
hmm.
needed it, right? You promised me to pay 1 rupees extra on tomorrow, correct?
Okay.
Now
Yes.
I need it back. My father called me and said that I need the money back. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
rush, right? Somil, you have to rush and ask your friend, give me my money back. He will say, no, I
Mm.
can't give. Like you said, what will you do?
Yes.
He will say, you arrange, I don't care. So what he can do, or you will do, you will go to another guy and borrow money. Earlier you
Okay.
were the provider, Sawmill. Now you will be the beggar. So what
Very
will happen? Somebody will give you at more higher price, maybe, right? That higher
yes, sir.
price where you will recover. You will recover from the guy, your friend. Say
Hmm.
others took money from you, you will recover from him. You will tell him that, look, I will put a penalty. I am paying extra 2 rupees now. I am charging only 1 rupee, but because of you not returning my call money back, The term was I can
Mhm.
call anytime. You didn't return. So this is the penalty to you. Are you getting
Okay.
it? This is
Yes,
how
sir.
it works. So you will go and buy from or borrow from somebody else, or you will ask others only to go and borrow from somebody else and give my money, right? And in governor, there is a character whose daughter becomes IAS officer. Okay, he's a office boy. Look out for that guy. He's doing exactly this process. Look out for that guy. He's doing exactly this process. So if you get time, please watch this movie. Yeah, very interesting movie. Very clean movie. Very interesting movie. Now, so if you have understood this part, call money is highly liquid. Funds can be called back immediately. If that doesn't happen, then you know you will have some terms and condition to penalize them because there is no collateral here. You can't forfeit that collateral. Okay, so you have only option penalize them. And when rates rises sharply, these guys goes in such kind of situation. It's not only that people withdraw a lot of money. If interest rate goes high, yes, that guy whom you have given, he might be knowing this before. He might have already put your money into market. Are you getting? It's a big
Yes, sir.
market actually. So lending surplus fund can become a very profitable business. Intraday trader does exactly like this in equity market, right? They play with the news. Now, if you are a bank, guys, all the people who are silent, let me ask them a question. If you are a bank, imagine you are a bank, okay, Deepika, Aditya, Vedangi, the others. If you are a bank, guys, okay, and you have a surplus cash for only one night, would you buy a 10-year bond or lend a call market? Which market will you go and get the money? Or you will lend the money rather? 10-year बॉन्ड मार्केट में जाके फ्लोट करोगे या कॉल मार्केट में जाओगे?
The call market.
Call
Obvious है
market.
ना, because money is needed tomorrow,
Uh,
not after 10 years down
yeah,
the line. Makes sense?
liquidity. Yes.
Liquidity is the only advantage which you want to maintain. Now, the second advantage is maintenance of SLR. SLR is nothing but statutory reserve. Bank here, the homework number 3, HW3. Can somebody write it in the WhatsApp? HW3. Find it out from rbi.gov.org. What is the current SLR? And report back. Simple. Always remember, bank has to maintain this on reporting days, not every day. Specifically on reporting days, they have to maintain this number. Because reporting day is the only when RBI will come to know whether you are maintaining or not, right? So on reporting dates, some banks temporarily need additional funds. Instead of keeping large ideal balances in their ATMs and on their counters, you know what they do? They borrow the short-term money, put it into the money market, and they will get their money anyway in some time. It is like keeping just
Yes, sir.
enough water at home and borrowing a bucket from the neighbor when the guests suddenly arrive. It's as simple as that, right? Sometimes we run with tomorrow's morning sugar because that's what your father needs tea of, right? And then suddenly some guest arrive. What your mother does, she goes to the neighbor and say that, can I borrow some sugar from you? That's how the neighborhood works, right? Similarly, in money market, to maintain the SLR, you never keep extra sugar, okay, because you know morning में जाएंगे दुकान पे खरीद के लेके आ जाएंगे. Similarly, bankers also does the same thing. मनी में मॉर्निंग में तो पैसे ऐसे भी बैंक में आने ही वाले हैं, बहुत डिपॉजिट आएगी, इतने कॉर्पोरेट को अर्निंग हुई है. So I don't care, I will not keep anything cash. And suddenly SLR changes and you need cash. What will you do? You will go and ask the neighbor. Clear? That's the second advantage. Maintenance of SLR happens because of this interbank lending if the interest rate is moving. The third advantage here is safe and cheap. This method is most safe because if means no banker will cheat other banker, right? This is called fraternity. You cannot cheat your own brother, right? Similarly, this process is most safe because today if you will do, tomorrow you will be definitely caught. You need money, right, as well. Nobody can guess or nobody can keep so much of cash. So this market is very honest.
Yes, sir.
Bankers with bankers are very honest. Okay? You will not find Meghna. You found Meghna, right? Who cheated you? Others. You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I'm talking about. It will not happen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it will not happen
Yes.
in my investment banker. It is happened because we have allowed such kind of nonsense business. So although these loans are often unsecured, participants are usually financially strong institutions. So what Somil has asked a question, answer is here. Yes, participants are very financially prudent. They already have calculated that this might be a possibility that I might not have, and he needs the money back. How will I manage? They will always involve a broker or investment banker. Remember, what will they do? They always involved a broker, which is limited, very limited, because they want to reduce the transaction cost. Here, the money market only derives with 1 rupees or 0.1 rupees kind of a structure. So they will have this just for creating a safe environment. Here, institutional trust actually reduces the friction. Always remember, advantage of money market, inter-money market is safe and cheap. The other advantage is assistant of central bank operations itself. Money market rates react very quickly to liquidity condition provided by RBI. So RBI watches these rates very closely. If these rates goes higher, you will have a challenge as well. Why? Because the whole ecosystem rate, interest rate will go higher. Clear? So if rates rises sharply in money market because of SLR changes or blah blah changes, RBI will inject the money. RBI will buy those repo rates or repo markets or interbank market. They will come into the market. Okay. And if rate falls too much, there is no borrower, they will come and absorb those liquidity. Anybody wants to have a surplus, give it to RBI. RBI will give you the similar kind of money for overnight. Are you with me? So RBI closely watches
Yes, sir.
these rates. Short-term rates are often, and always remember, this will be short-term rates. You as an investment banker need to keep watching. And that's why I said RBI gov.in should be there on your phone. These are the early signal of changing monetary condition. You know how that is linked to bond, that bond, how that is linked to your IPO pricing. Because whenever you will calculate CAPM, you will always take the risk-free rate. What is risk-free rate? Bond market or 20-year bond market or treasury bill market, T-bond market, right? 10-year T-bond market is your risk-free rate. Hence, and where from it is coming from? Your short-term market, interbank operational operations or interbank lending. Hence, remember, everything is linked, and this is the starting. So we say no, at the DNA level, if there is a problem, you will face the problem eventually at the larger scale or later stage. So always be careful. Then comes the uneven development. Historically, what we have seen is active money market. Historically, active money market was concentrated in major financial centers. Historically, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Delhi, Bangalore, Ahmedabad are the home for call market in India today. Historically, okay, call markets are frequently linked to such kind of stock exchanges as well. Now you know only two stock exchanges there. One more stock exchange has been recently launched after you know that NSE is going for IPO. NSE, National Stock Exchange IPO is coming. One of the game changer IPO. Okay. So there is one more exchange which is getting launched now. So be careful, be watchful to that. So wherever financial activity concentrates, remember liquidity usually concentrates too. Wherever financial activity will concentrate, you will see even liquidity will concentrate. Now, advantages are done. Let's go to disadvantage and then we will close the session. Okay, let me cover as much as I can. Otherwise, we are losing traction all the time. Disadvantage is lack of integration. Okay, lack of integration and volatility. Now, integration you have understood, right? Different center of call market might not be talking to each other. One is Bangalore, another is Mumbai, another is Kolkata. Yeah, they are not talking to each other. So they, if they are not integrated perfectly, call money rate can become volatile. Because if you are in the only Calcutta market, so money is limited in Calcutta market, right? So if you cannot borrow from Mumbai market because of any reason, Mumbai is in flood, okay? Networks are down. What will happen? Calcutta market will be in jittery. So always remember this. Different centers may not always be perfectly integrated because of this kind of uneven structures, and call money rates can become very volatile. Clear? And remember, the rates can vary significantly across time and center. It can from 12% to 85%. Can you see that? This is yearly rate I am talking, of course, but 2% to 85% in bond market. Can you believe it? For one fortnight, I'm borrowing, and I have to face such kind of numbers. That is why you must be hearing in unorganized market rates are 5 rupees per 100. Have you heard that? 5 rupees per 100, 5 rupees 100 Yes, that is on
Yes.
unorganized market. So what is the percentage? It's a 5%, you think? Absolutely not. That is charge every month. Yeah, Bharabachasad 60% it is. Okay, every month that is 5%. So that becomes 60% in a year. So imagine a taxi fare changing every hour. Surge pricing, have you heard? That's exact great example of this. Surge pricing. Every hour, depending on the traffic and demand, prices change. How far prices changes, you know that better than me, right? Whoever is using taxi, specifically people like others who has come from the airport, etc. They know how they charge. Yeah, when the whole flight load comes out on the road, the charge automatically goes up. Now, if that is clear, this is one of these two are one of those disadvantages. Now, let's quickly look into trade economics of money market. First is trade date. Always look for trade date. What it means? The date on which trade is going to get agreed. The deal agreed today. What will be trade date? Today's date. Settlement date. Cash exchange later, whichever date cash will be changed, that is settlement date. Clear? Trade day will be today where deal is agreed. Maybe money is getting transferred only on Monday. Means 1 rupees extra, whatever his interest is getting transferred. That is your settlement date. What is the notional amount here? 100 rupees. It was your deal amount. Amount which was borrowed or invested is your notional amount. So next time anybody talks about notional amount, you understand what you have to tell them. Counterparty, other party, one party who is borrower, every other party is counterparty. DCC is a very good concept here, which is nothing but calculation of interest amount in the deal itself. It is also known as day count convention. Write it down because it's not there on the screen. You will forget. Day count convention. For interest rate calculations, they have a different day count convention. There is a day count convention. Okay. The T plus one day. Have you heard T plus one settlement days? Right. Similarly, there is a process how you should count the days. That is the convention for interest calculation that you need to know. These terms will appear in real treasury confirmation and investment banking documentation. So be careful about it. Take a screenshot if required. Now, what is treasury bill? Treasury bill, as I told you, is a government instrument. It's a government lending instrument. T bills or short-term government securities, they are known as. Also, they have a maturity below 1 year. That these are the three critical arguments: T-bill, short-term government security, and maturity below 1 year. They are issued through auction, always issued through auction, at a discount and redeemed always at face value. Always at will be issued at discount and redeemed at face value. For example, you can buy this at 98 rupees and you will receive 100 rupees at maturity. What is the gain here? 2 rupees gain. Clear? That is T-bill. $1,000 maturity will be always less than 1 year, such can month, 2 months, 6 month, issued through competitive bidding process. Commercial paper, on the other hand, is an unsecured short-term instrument used by strong corporates, not governments. Strong corporates generally working capital के लिए use करते हैं. Investor earn a very high yield than the T-bill. Investor can earn because it's unsecured, right? Promissory note. So it will have a higher interest rate. CP
Yeah.
yield, commercial paper yield, is always There is a formula, write it down. What is the formula for CP yield? Government yield plus credit premium. Government yield plus credit premium, because somebody is offering that credit. Hence, that credit premium he should get. Then comes the certificate of deposit. Remember, a certificate of deposit is a negotiable bank deposit receipt that pays interest and can be traded before maturity. What is the difference between certificate of deposit and corporate papers, commercial papers? What is the difference between these two? One can be withdrawn before the time, before the maturity, right? And that is why if you see, FD is always lock and CD is more flexible. FD is always lock and CD is more
Flexible.
flexible. So CD versus term deposit, if somebody asks you, CD versus term deposit, these are the 5 differences. The first, the key difference here is CD is negotiable, FD is non-negotiable. There is no negotiation here. You buy, you get that much interest. They say, right, 30 days interest, 90 days interest, 270 days interest. They have certain interest on fixed deposit. It is non-negotiable. While CD is negotiable. CD is easier to sell because it's a negotiable. You can sell it before maturity as well. There is a market. CD trades at secondary market. FD do not trade at secondary market. Remember these three, all 5 are simple. For Treasury desk, tradability is extremely valuable for the market. For Treasury desk, tradability is most important. Because I want liquidity, right? And I want reverse. Swamil said, I want today money back. I gave you today, I want it today only. Tradability is important. Clear? Now, money market versus capital market. Very simple. Money market is less than 1 year. Capital market is more than 1 year. Clear? So money
1 year.
market versus capital market is done. Money market is nothing but short-term loan from a friend. Money market is nothing but short-term loan from the friend. And capital market is long term. Yeah, बोल ना. हाँ बोलो. Okay, so money market, short-term loan from a friend. Capital market is long-term home loan. Clear? Clear? Any doubt up to here? Now,
No,
tomorrow, I don't know if we can take a session tomorrow, but I will try to. If we will take a session, we will try to do a couple of sessions fast enough so that you guys come on track, because many of you are losing track now. And I believe the breaks are not helping us. So when we will start with foreign exchange. I want you guys to look into any foreign exchange write up, reading, and come to the session, because this is little tricky session. It will not be easy, and you will trust me if you will not read and come. Foreign exchange. Okay, others, send them that reading material which I will be sending you tomorrow morning. I will be giving you tomorrow morning. Please
okay.
share with them. Okay. But one
Yeah.
people who will read, they should
Yes.
only come. Who cannot read, anyway, we are getting only 5, 6 people. We are okay. We will close this. Okay. We will just tell
Yes.
Dr. Sapna, she will take action. No problem. Okay. Only people who will read that reading material, they should come to the session, because this session is going to be tricky. I cannot waste time on this. Okay. And very tricky. So if you don't read and come, it will go completely flat for you. Trust me. Okay. Chalo. Bye bye. Good night. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.